Hey, what's going on, Crazy Gamer fans? Today I'm going to do a product review of something a little different. It's not a game, but it is coming up to hurricane season here in Florida, 2019, and I'm going to do a review of a rechargeable power bank. Phones go dead, no power, you got to charge up them phones, get the devices going. So I, you know, reached out to some power bank companies to see if I could do some reviews on my channel, and this is the first one that got back to me. They're Jackery. They say power to go outdoors, and this is a Jackery mini rechargeable battery. And let's see. Let's take a look at this. This box is difficult to get into, so there we go. We open it up. We got some paperwork, 24-month limited warranty, some customer service, lifetime of technical support, and they even have a Facebook group. Now let's see what we got. It looks like we got the power cell and a micro USB charging cable. Now this is the cell right here. This is a lightweight cell. It's not very large. It only weighs 2.8 ounces, and it is about 4 inches by an inch because it is square. It has a micro USB in to charge it, and it has a micro or a regular standard USB-A for charging your device. Its output is 5 volts 1 amp. Its input also is 5 volts 1 amp. And they claim on the bottom here it is 3,350 microamp hours or 12.06 watt hours. And I have tested this cell already. I've used my USB power meter. This is a 34C. Review on this later. And this is what I charged. What I also test with. This is a USB UM 25C. So they're slightly different. One's more accurate than the others. And then I also use an electronic load, the LD25. You can set it at a standard current rate, discharge the battery, and we'll test that out. I'll show you what kind of amps it'll draw before it shuts down. But a couple things about this, I like it because it's square. A lot of these power banks you get are round, sit them on a table, they roll off. This one doesn't roll off. However, there were some issues, but I'll tell you the good stuff. When it arrived, it had 1,000 milliamp hours in it at 5 volts. When I got it, it had 1,000 milliamp hours at 5 volts. I discharged it and I got 1,000 milliamp hours out of it. So that is at 750 milliamps is what I discharged it at. So it comes fairly well charged. When it came on the, let's plug this in here. It has 4 lights on there. This is fully charged now as I recharged it. It had 2 solid lights when we received it. So let's see here. Let's go. Let's clear out that last test. So you can see it's reading 5.077 volts. So it reads out. Let's go ahead and plug in the load, and we'll just do that load test. Right now, I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Turn it down to about 85 milliamps. Then we'll turn it on. And it didn't test. It didn't feel the load. So 85 milliamps. We'll turn it on. See, we're at 800 and 48 milliamps. And then as you can see, we can crank this up. I'm just going to take it into specs just to see if it specs out. There's 1 amp right there. So if you look at this, it's reading it as a Apple 1 amp module. It's got 2.05 volts on the plus data pin, and on the negative data pin it's got 2.75 volts, which is an Apple 1 amp charger. So that's basically that. We turn this down so you can see it can draw an amp. I'm not gonna stress test it to see when it shuts off because I'm just checking for specs here. So that's that. Now I just charged this completely until it shut off, and it did. The light blinked and it shut off on its own. You know, it has over protection, over discharge protection. And when I tested it, I recharged it, I only could put in 2,694 milliamps. That's around 13 watt hours. So, and that took 4 hours and 12 minutes to charge this up. They claim it's a 3-hour charge time, but from completely dead, it took 4 hours and 15 minutes, and it was only able to take a charge of 2694. So 2,700 milliamps. That's about 650 milliamps shy of their rating of 3,350 milliamp hours. I'm assuming it has an 18650 battery cell in it. I'm not going to take this apart. I plan on using it actually, because you can get these little USB lights right here. Turn it on, and nice little light for when the power goes out. It's about what it's good for. I get a couple phone charges out of it, but I have bigger, beefier power banks for things like that. It charges at a steady charge current of 675 milliamps for most of the charge. However, at about the 2 hour and 2.5 hour mark, it did drop to 650 milliamp charge time, and then it stayed there until it was fully charged, or it shut off because it was fully charged at the 4 hour 15 minute mark. Let's see. I discharged it again at 650 milliamps with the LD25, and I got 2,500 or 2,200 milliamp hours at 5 volts. So it's definitely performing under its rating, but it's a $15 power stick. It's not very expensive, and it's going to charge your phone a couple times. It's going to be there for that emergency thing. If you're killing your phone 2-3 times a day, you're going to need a bigger, beefier power bank. But for emergencies, this is fantastic. My wife uses one of these. It's small, it's compact, it fits in her purse, and her phone goes dead, she can charge it once or twice. It is a little slow on the charging of like iPhones and stuff because of the 1 amp rating, but again, it's not a high-end power bank. So that is the Jackery mini power bank, and that's about the end of this review. So I give it a 3 out of 5. So give it a try, see what you think. Comments below, like, subscribe. For Crazy Gamer Gamer, for Crazy Gamer Games, I'm the Crazy Gamer. Have a great day.